Well, for many of us, eating is just another part of life, but for the estimated 30 million people in the U.S. suffering from eating disorders, it's not nearly that simple, which is why the National Eating Disorders Association has dedicated this week to raising awareness. 47 ABC's Lily Zhang joins us live in studio. Lily, you've spoken with a number of folks on Delmarva who know these disorders firsthand.
David, that's right. In a three-part series this week, we're taking you inside the world of eating disorders, which can have deadly consequences, and we'll explain the mentally exhausting and oftentimes heartbreaking grip an eating disorder can have on people.
18-year-old Allie Gurecki has a lot to look forward to this summer. A senior at Cape Henlopen, she'll graduate in June before starting school at Aveda for hair and makeup.
My dream would be to do like makeup on Fashion Week or something in like New York.
But this summer also marks a painful milestone. It'll mark 6 years since Allie began battling anorexia nervosa, the eating disorder where food intake is restricted due to what experts say is most commonly an intense fear of gaining weight. And at her worst that summer entering 7th grade, she ate as little as an apple a day. It came as no surprise, she saw results.
What type of results?
I lost 40 pounds in about 6 weeks.
Melinda Brett is a licensed clinical counselor and owner of Reconnections in Salisbury. Whether it's consuming too little or too much, Brett says most people who develop eating disorders share one common trigger.
In all the years that I've been doing this, I would say 99.9%, it all starts with a diet. It all starts with the belief that the body you have is not acceptable.
The most common eating disorder, Brett tells us, is binge eating. Numbers from the National Association of Anorexia Nervosa and Associated Disorders, or ANAD, support that. It affects an estimated 5 million women and 3 million men. According to Brett, anorexia generally gets the most attention because the mortality rate is high. ANAD reports it's 12 times higher than the death rate associated with all causes of death for girls and women between the ages of 15 and 24. However, Brett explains bulimia nervosa, a disorder where a person will eat but then vomit, is the most hidden. That's because it could involve food restriction, but sometimes it does not.
Most of those guys can be normal weight, they can look normal, they can act normal, and it's a very secretive kind of hidden world that they've got going on that nobody knows about.
A secretive world Allie knows all too well.
I would go up to our attic at home and bring a trash can with me because I didn't want my parents to hear me or catch me or smell it or anything.
Despite multiple trips to hospitals and treatment during her battle, she developed bulimia by age 16.
She had become much more enthralled in the disease, and life was a nightmare.
Her mother, Susie Gurecki, tells us the hopeless feeling of having no control over her daughter, refusing nourishment, and slowly destroying her body was the hardest part. And through it, she admits she often questioned herself.
Feel guilt, like what did I do to do this? I obviously did something when she was little and was heavier than her friends and getting teased. I did encourage dieting with her, and I always wondered if that was wrong.
But she believes her encouragement, channeled differently and coupled with patience, ultimately led to her daughter's recovery.
Now, since Allie was diagnosed with anorexia and bulimia, she has gone through many different treatment plans. Later this week, we'll tell you how she, her family, and others are now coping with the process of recovering. This includes what worked and what didn't work. David?
All right, thanks, Lily. Now, we're also told a relapse is considered a healthy part of the process. Tomorrow, we will dive into the fine line experts say there is between a healthy diet and an obsessive one. And we, of course, will have this entire series available eventually online. Just look for it on our website at 47abc.com.